Ready? Yeah. Hello, welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. Today is October the 5th. I am Mike and I'm with Julian.
Hello.
And Brogan.
Hello.
And before we start, I think we should see how well tonight goes, being our first
evening stream.
Prime time.
Yeah.
Prime time, drive time.
We said we weren't going to say drive time.
We weren't going to mention drive time.
Because you can't watch it while you're driving.
It's very true.
But you could listen to it.
You could listen to it.
I don't think you'd miss out on much not seeing it.
No.
Really?
Not these days. Although I have had a haircut and a shave.
Special.
For today's stream. which I think is nice. So before we get on to the big news of the day, Elon Musk
Yep.
has decided to go through and buy Twitter.
Yeah.
Have you actually gone through with it?
Yeah, I think he's found out from his legal team that he doesn't really have a choice.
Oh, I thought you just made another offer again.
No,
Oh.
it's the original offer of, I think
Yeah.
it's $54 per share.
Oh.
So he's got to go through with it.
Yeah.
So he's buying about 5 million members and about 155 million bots.
Right. Julian, I noticed your can. What's going on with that?
So we don't get turned off again. Got rid
Fair
of all
enough.
the advertising off my T-shirt, the lot.
Well,
Taped everything over.
I think the issue is we're
Yeah.
getting that many paid promotion offers
Yeah.
that we can't advertise anything, can we?
No.
We can't advertise anything.
No, I can't be a brand ambassador for them all.
No. We are social media influencers and we need to take that responsibility
Very
Big
serious.
responsibility.
very, very seriously.
Yeah.
So, should we have a look at the stable coin that is known as Bitcoin first?
Quickly, yeah.
You caught me off guard.
Well, let's have a look
Right.
at Bitcoin. I'm going to guess 19,800.
Higher.
Higher, what are you going to go for?
20.
20,000.
Oh, you'd be correct. It's $20,200.
Wow.
Yes.
I think that's
How
the
long are we
first
going to do
time
this
we've-
for?
Well, that's the first time we've reported 20.
No.
In a few weeks. In a few weeks.
It feels like forever.
Yeah, but the problem with crabbing is
Oh, fair
Yeah.
enough, actually.
you crab down,
Yeah.
you crab up,
Yeah.
but whatever you do,
You're crabbing.
you're crabbing.
Yeah.
Look at this.
So,
It's
I
just
mean,
disappointing.
it is disappointing. We're not going to do anything. Well, we'll speak about it in a minute when we talk about the UN.
We might as well just stop doing this part.
No, we need to do this part
Yeah.
because in a year's time, when it's at 20,300, we can look back
That's
at this
true.
stream and
When
say
it's 20,200.
we've moved $100 in a
We did
year,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
true.
This time next year, Rodney, double that.
No, Well,
Triple it.
you've said 22,000 for December.
Correct.
I've said 30,000 for December.
Yeah, you did.
And
bold.
what did Brogan
Was it
say?
35? What did
I said 30,000 for
I said
December.
35, didn't I?
You might have said 35.
Yeah,
But
ages ago.
that's.
Are we reassessing these?
No, we're not allowed to.
Oh.
No, stuck in.
Would
know
you
the-
like to, though?
No, you know when you take the Premier League start of the season, who's the top goal scorer and who's going to win the league?
Yeah.
Well, we've already put our markers down.
Yeah, but we can, off the record, just say, yeah, I think it's not looking likely.
No, we've got to stick to our guns.
I'm just saying, realistically, do you still stand by that decision?
Yes. The winner, by the way, the winner has to dress up for the first live stream of January next year. So
Ooh, what as?
we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Maybe the Halloween costumes we buy when we do our Halloween
Oh,
special.
right, again.
Or the Christmas outfits that we wear for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of them.
Okay.
We'll
By
decide.
that time, we should hopefully have another camera in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
So we could switch to that, stand up, show the cameras.
Exactly. And if we keep talking without actually starting the show, I reckon the price
We'll
will
go
hit
20 minutes.
19,800.
Yeah, and we're back to square one.
And we're back to
True.
set
All
square
right.
one. So what's the first article? What are we on now? We're on Word on the Bird.
Yes, we're well in the bed. So we've got a little meme here. It's me wishing for another bull market, and it's a man dunking thousands of coins into a fountain. Obviously,
Yes.
you know, you put coins in a fountain for wishes, so
You do. There's a
really
reason
want
for
this
this.
bull market, huh?
So this is the title of our show, Crypto Winter and How to Survive. Well,
Stay warm.
Sorry?
Stay warm.
Well, not just stay warm. I think the problem is people expect us to moon tomorrow or the week after or
Yeah.
the week after.
Yeah.
And we're not going to go anywhere for 18 months. So I think the way to stay warm,
Bubble wrap.
bubble wrap,
Yeah.
hot chocolate, put your phone with your crypto on it away,
Yeah.
Into the fire. So
into,
bolster it.
maybe not into the fire. That would be a bad
Next
thing
to
to
the
do.
fire.
Next to the
No,
fire.
in a glass container.
Put it in the drawer,
Lock the drawer.
lock the drawer,
Yeah.
and then look at it again in March 2024
Yeah.
because that's the next Bitcoin halving.
Right. Okay.
So between now
That's
and
when
then,
it's 20,300.
and well, I can't see us doing anything for the next 12 months unless is it the next article we're going to talk about the UN?
Yeah.
If
Yes,
this UN article comes true,
Mm.
then we could have a mini bull run before Christmas.
Exciting.
So that's my meme of the day. it's wishful thinking to think that we're going to come out of this bear market anytime soon.
I agree, yeah.
And stop throwing your spare change in the
The
water.
world's not coming out of this financial crisis.
You're going to need that spare change.
You're going to need that spare change, exactly. Especially if you're trying to put the heating on in the UK at this moment in time.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Everything you order, you should just save the bubble wrap. Don't bother about blankets. Bubble wrap is the way to go.
Do you bubble wrap yourself or
Yes.
the walls?
No, yourself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
yourself.
That's a good idea,
So it's
actually.
the body heat, isn't it?
It's the
Yeah.
body heat, yeah.
All right.
Right then, should
Well,
we move on?
To the first article of
So
today.
this is the spanner in the works to the bear market bears.
Oh.
All right, well, UN report urges Fed to suspend interest rate hikes, presses for public spending increases. Nice, good. The United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, I'm not going to attempt that, has warned that the US Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes and the slew of other central banks raising rates could pose harm to the global economy. The world is heading towards a global recession and prolonged stagnation unless we quickly change the current policy course of monetary and fiscal tightening in advanced economies. The global slowdown would leave real GDP still below its pre-pandemic trend, costing the world more than $17 trillion, close to 20% of the world's income. The report, authored by the UNCTAD, I'm just going to say it like that, Secretary General Rebecca Grinspan, says that Latin American countries and specific regions in Africa may suffer from some of the sharpest slowdowns this year.
Yep.
Warren further talked about the subject again on CNN's State of the Union weeks later, after Fed Chair Jerome Powell presented his economic outlook at the 2022 Jackson Hole Economy Synopsium. Grinspan's report is in kindred spirit, and it details that interest rate hikes by advanced economies are hitting the most vulnerable hardest. UNCTAD's report concludes by highlighting a few ways global leaders can address the problem, and one of them is to increase public spending. Very true.
You cannot increase public spending
With these
when
interest
there
rates.
is inflation at 10%. It
true.
is like pouring petrol on a fire. Idiots.
It's true.
What do you think?
Totally agree with you.
What do I
Just
think?
prolonging the problem, aren't you?
Well,
It's like, you know, in olden, I don't know whether they still do, you used to get a crease guard on your washing machine.
Oldham, did you say?
And olden days.
Oh, olden days, yeah.
On your cycle, you used to have a crease guard,
Yes.
which basically used to mean I've paused it because I don't want it to spin, because that means I've got to get off my backside and peg it out. You were just prolonging your washing, weren't you?
You were.
This is exactly the same. You're just prolonging the pain
Yep.
that's going to eventually come. You
Yeah.
can't avoid it.
Inflation is caused by printing money.
Yep,
So the people solely responsible for this are the governments.
yep,
They printed money during COVID.
correct.
They gave people free stimmy checks in America.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had, what was it called in England?
Beat.
No, that was Gibraltar.
That was Gibraltar, yeah.
What was it called in the UK when they paid you your salary? Whatever it was called in the UK.
No,
yeah.
So they gave people free
Furlough.
money. Furlough,
Oh yeah, the
yes.
furlough scheme. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they furloughed everybody. They closed down all the factories
Yep.
and gave people money.
Yep.
All the online stores, record sales, demand went through the roof. Supply stopped because
Yep.
there was
Working.
nothing was being made.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, as if by magic, we have inflation. And now the UN, who should stick to peacekeeping,
Mhm.
have decided that it's not a good idea to put interest rates up, because if you slow the economy, everyone's going to suffer. Everyone
You
is
need
going to
this.
suffer anyway.
Correct.
What would help if the UK would communicate with the bank? That would be really helpful, wouldn't it? You know, they're increasing interest rates
Yeah.
and they're decreasing taxes.
Correct.
So all these people who are getting this extra money go, oh, look at this.
Except
and they're
there's a
gonna,
U-turn, and they've scrapped it.
what, the tax?
The higher rate of tax was scrapped, wasn't it? They were
Yes.
going to remove the higher rate of tax.
Yeah.
But
And they've
now
stopped
they've
that.
stopped that.
Well, that's good. At least they're going along with the bank.
Well, I think what happened was a civil servant actually got a calculator out and calculated that nobody could afford this missing 7 billion or 70 billion or whatever it was going to be,
Yeah.
and went, actually, this isn't a good idea.
Yeah.
What from the loans, the tax rebates.
Everything was.
I don't think it were actually that. It's all down to PR.
it could be.
Just Tories being accused yet again of looking after the rich.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like that.
No.
Let's reverse, backpedal,
So it's scrapped.
scrapped.
So the UN have advised this.
Mm.
If we followed this, so let's say we do stop putting interest rates up, and inflation does last another 18 months on top
Yep.
of what we got, the Dixie, which we talked about in the last stream, which is the strength of the dollar against everybody else,
Yeah.
that's already started to fall. So it was 114,
Yep.
now it's 110, so it's already dropped
Yep.
4 points.
Mm.
Bitcoin is a risk asset. As soon as that Dixie starts to fall,
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin will go up.
Yep.
So we could have a mini bull run over the next 6 months,
Yep.
but it all depends on inflation. Because I
Yep.
think it's coming down anyway because we've shocked the economy.
Yep.
But I think printing money is the wrong idea.
Well, everybody
Anyway.
knows that this pain's going to arrive.
Exactly.
So while you're holding it back, what are people going to do? Hold on to the cash,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
just perpetuates.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just slice the boil now.
Okay. Let's get rid of that boil. Let's move on to MasterCard.
Hold on.
Not that interesting, but funny.
MasterCard.
Yeah, you know when we spoke about the EU banning crypto
Yeah.
wallets. Well, it's a bit like that. This
Okay.
one.
All right. Well, Mastercard pushes deeper into crypto with new tool for combating fraud. Mastercard will on Tuesday launch a new product called Crypto Secure that helps banks assess the risk of crime associated with crypto merchants on its network. On the Crypto Secure platform, banks and other card issuers are shown a dashboard with color-coded ratings representing the risk of suspicious activity, with severity of risk ranging from red for high and green to low. Crypto Secure doesn't make a judgment call on whether to turn away a specific crypto merchant. That decision is down to the card issuer themselves. Yeah, that's okay. That's it.
Now, there's a bit that I didn't highlight on this because this article goes on a bit.
Yeah, it does.
And it mentions that the guy at MasterCard, I can't remember his name, I don't know if I highlighted him because he's got a very long name.
I'll try to find it.
He mentions that this is to do with regulation. So what I imagine is happening in the background is that Visa and MasterCard and American Express are going to have some kind of fraud checking in place for cryptocurrency,
Makes sense.
which makes perfect sense.
Yep.
This isn't really going to work, except, it sounds daft, but this isn't really going to work until it works. So there's only going to be a tiny, tiny fraction of wallets where fraud has taken place.
Yep.
I mean, a minuscule amount. So it's going to catch them pretty quickly. Like antivirus software, once it gets flagged on the system, everybody gets it. So it's a great idea, but I think it's done more for regulation
Yeah.
than actually protecting the banks.
Yeah.
Because once a crypto transaction goes through, it's immutable.
Immutable,
It can't be refunded. However, it's stopping the transactions
From ever happening.
from ever happening.
You're right. Yeah.
So
So once it gets the previous, once it learns, what the situation of a fraud might look like,
Yeah.
it can then help. So maybe there's some sort of AI behind this. I'm not sure, obviously, but so with an AI, you obviously need to teach it,
yeah,
basically. So like you said, it's not going to work until it works.
exactly.
It's not going to recognize these fraudulent activity until it does, when it reads enough data.
Yeah, and with the credit cards, it's a bit different because, like we spoke about before we started the show, I think it's called Rapier. That always flags transactions because if you take out cash in Gibraltar, spend it in Morrison's, it's flagged as the UK, and go across the border to Spain and buy a meal over there, it flags as 3 countries. And for God knows how many years, your card was being blocked every weekend.
Yeah.
Well, this seems to be a similar thing for crypto, but like I say, I think it will be used for less transactions, and it is, again, coming back to adoption. When you have Visa and MasterCard implementing these systems,
Great.
it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a positive sign.
So even when your
Yep.
card gets stopped, you're inconvenienced and
Yeah.
you're a bit upset and annoyed, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, but deep down,
Yeah.
they're protecting your
Absolutely.
card from fraud, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's true. We still go through with it, even if it flags wrongly. I suppose with that type of like binary yes or no, this isn't fraudulent. I suppose the more you use this system, the better it'll get. Due to the fact that when
Yeah.
you say it's not a fraudulent thing,
Yeah.
it'll then recognise that this sort of situation isn't fraudulent.
Yeah.
So
The only caveat, and I know I'm dragging this subject on a bit, is, do you remember we spoke about Tornado Cash a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
It was classified as somewhere you could rinse your money.
yeah,
Some clever dick decided to send all the celebrities
yeah,
Ethereum from Tornado Cash, which then immediately caused all of their wallets
Oh,
to have committed a crime.
of course.
So Gary Vee, Shaquille O'Neal, people like that, according to the American government, they had broken the law by accepting money from Tornado Cash. So the only thing I can see happening in the future is somebody playing the fool and trying to ban all the public wallets of celebrities.
Yeah, because when it's on a numerous list of celebrities,
Yeah.
then we'll start saying, "Oh, this is such a bad thing," because all these
Exactly.
celebrities aren't gonna be happy, is it?
And you're going to know who they are because
Yeah.
people like Shaquille O'Neal are going to tell you what NFT they've got.
Yeah.
And as soon as you know what NFT they've got, you know
You can go
exactly
look it
what
up
wallet
and find
they've
what
got.
wallet
you
it
can
is,
find it. So
Yeah.
anyway, okay, now this is naughty. Not as naughty as Kim is going to be in a bit.
Yeah.
She's scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Naughty as in the new meaning of naughty. Naughty.
No,
No.
not the Millwall
Right.
version of naughty.
Right.
This is more criminal, fraud, financial naughty.
Right. A misdemeanor.
Bit more than a misdemeanor.
Oh, really?
It's got a lot of zeros in this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, Celsius founder. Let me just make sure I'm on the. Okay. Celsius founder reportedly withdrew $10 million before bankruptcy filing.
Oh.
So just for the record, Celsius was a crypto website
Yeah.
where you could lodge your crypto
Yeah.
and you'd
Yeah.
earn interest on it, like a bank account. You'd earn interest on it.
Yeah, that it fell under.
And it was the biggest one.
Yeah.
And there's a hole in the books of about $2.8 billion now. And Alex did something very naughty.
Yeah. Celsius Network founder and former CEO Alex Mashinsky allegedly withdrew $10 million from the crypto lending platform just weeks before the company froze customer funds and declared bankruptcy. Celsius was a popular crypto lending platform with 1.7 million customers and $25 billion in assets under management, but the prevailing poor crypto market conditions eventually led the company to a $2.85 billion gap in its balance sheet. However, a spokesperson from the Celsius told Financial Times, I think that is, or FT, that the founder withdrew cryptocurrency at the time to pay stake and federal taxes. In the 9 months leading up to that withdrawal, he consistently deposited cryptocurrency in amounts that totaled what he withdrew in May. The spokesperson said, adding Mashinsky and his family still had $44 million worth of crypto frozen on the platform. There's also a possibility Mashinsky could be forced to return the $10 million, as in the 90 days leading up to the bankruptcy filing, payments by a company can be reversed to benefit creditors under United States laws.
Yeah.
Mashinsky resigned as CEO of Celsius on September 27th, saying his role has become an increasing distraction.
I think
Naughty.
distraction is a very soft word to use about somebody that's held accountable for losing $2.8 billion worth of people's funds.
How do you do that?
Well, Julian, being an accountant, you'll know this.
Yeah.
When they were doing their accountancy, they were recording the cryptocurrency in a dollar value and not in the crypto value. So when you deposit one Bitcoin at $60,000,
Rookie mistake.
it's classified in the books as $60,000 and not as one Bitcoin. So when the price comes down to $20,000, you have a $40,000 loss, and we're talking about tens of thousands of Bitcoin.
And they never revalued it.
No. So when they were spending the cash on expansion, etc., they were spending money that wasn't there. So Alex is a little bit more than a distraction, and I think, well, he's one of the reasons that we had such a downturn. That Luna happening as
Yeah.
well. Voyager was another one like
Yeah.
Celsius. So I think this is very naughty, and whether or not he'd been depositing over the course of the previous 12 months, he probably knew within.
It don't look good, does
it
it?
doesn't look good.
No.
Exactly. So he's in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's criminal. I don't know. I haven't seen how far the court hearing has gone.
No.
But it's not good.
No.
And you know, the positive I take out of this is that people who do wrong in crypto get caught the same way that people who do wrong in
Good point.
banking and finance.
Yep.
That's the way I'd take this.
Yep.
So although it's not good news for the investors, they're not going to lose 100% of the money.
No.
He might get his comeuppance, we don't know.
Yeah.
but the people running it will now hopefully. There's people like Simon Dixon who's trying to arrange basically a reorganisation of the company, and they're trying to get something back where you get your you get a percentage of your crypto back, but you get like an IOU token within the new company.
Right.
So we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah.
And then this one is, again, it's more good news. It's just masked as not good news.
Yeah.
Because of the narrative we've got at the minute is quite negative.
It is, yeah.
But when we get through this, it's actually quite a positive thing.
Yeah, extremely. So, NFT monthly sales top $947 million as Solana gains ground on Ethereum. Solana NFT sales volume nearly doubled last month as the wider market remains largely flat down, roughly 82% from January highs. Amid the ongoing crypto market downturn, overall NFT sales volume remained largely flat in September, but while overall volume appears stagnant, individual NFT sales are keeping pace. High-value NFTs on Ethereum are still selling, and Solana NFTs are gaining steam. The NFT market remains in significant decline from the frenzy of late 2021 and earlier this year. In January, for example, DApp Radar recorded about $5.36 billion worth of organic NFT trading volume. Investors also appeared to be more risk-averse than before, so while snagging pricey NFTs might have seemed inviting to some buyers earlier this year, there are a few high-value sales in the mix lately. Demand for NFTs is not fading away, Herrera told Decrypt. It's just the market adjusting the value of some NFTs. Definitely, there was a bubble in terms of how certain collections were priced out, which led to $1 million sales.
Don't agree with him.
No.
What's more, DApp Radar's data suggests that OpenSea's once firm grip over the NFT market is loosening. OpenSea's $300 million worth of September trading volume still tops rivals, but rival X2Y2 is coming up close with $297 million worth of organic volume. Magic Eden, the top Solana marketplace, had $127 million worth of volume in September. All of the market activity that will come from games will be massive, he said. I reckon that in 1 year, the NFT market could look a lot different because of the hype and dominance of game NFT assets. Well,
so Julian, first comment on that is, he said we'll never see higher volume in terms of turnover on transactions.
Well, you will.
Well, you will. Yeah, of course you will.
Because if the Solana price goes up,
Precisely.
the volume goes up.
Solana was what, $250 at its peak.
Yeah.
It's now at what, $35?
$34, $35, yeah.
So it's dropped 85%.
Yeah.
And he's claiming the value of the turnover, has dropped to 80%. So clearly, if you value something in dollars,
Why are we judging it on the value of turnover?
well, we shouldn't be.
It's number of transactions, surely.
It is, yeah.
That's just a misnomer.
Yeah.
Again.
Magic Eden, I think Magic Eden is only about a year old,
Yeah.
and it's done 135 million in a year.
Why is there all this negative news? Everything's very negative, isn't it?
Yes.
You know what I do in the morning? I look at my portfolio and I think Daniel Bedingfield. Because he had that song, Got to Get Through This. And then I close it and I think, Daniel's right.
When you close it, do you turn round and go back to sleep? Because that's what I do.
Oh no, I've got out of bed by that
No.
point. No. I can wait until I'm actually fully breakfasted and everything before I even look.
No, I look at the headline figure.
No, don't need.
Look
don't
at the
feel
headline
need.
figure. See if anyone's, bought anybody or been arrested for anything.
No.
And then turn it off.
No, out of bed, washed, make the bed, breakfast, then I look.
Yeah, it's good start to the day,
Bedingfield,
that.
close it.
Yeah.
On you go.
I think he's right though. Not Julian. Julian is right, but I think the guy in the article at the end, who says that in a year's time it's going to look completely different. So,
extremely.
I mean, if you consider that the three of us here, we're the dinosaurs, aren't we?
Totally, yeah.
So we're the OG NFTs. Yeah, we're the pixels.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brogan's the metaverse and gaming NFTs.
Yeah.
So in a year's time, Brogan, could you see gaming NFTs overtaking traditional NFTs?
Yes and no. yes, in the fact that as NFT games become more popular, the demand for these new NFTs is obviously going to rise. That's how basics of it works. However, I do see the fact that a lot of these NFTs might just be, little things in the game where the price isn't going to be that high. Let's say it's consumable. Let's say it's an NFT consumable, whatever. The price isn't going to be that high. It's not going to be largely priced because it's never going to be bought. So I think there's going to be a high volume, extremely high volume of NFTs which aren't valued too high due to the fact it's just utility inside the game. However, there will be some unique NFTs from the game, like skins or whatever, which might be valued quite high, which might be at the same prices as some of these NFTs we're seeing now, which are quite high priced with a bit of utility.
Well, yes and no. I agree with you, but if you look at who are the richest people in the world, the man who owns IKEA, number one. The man who makes egg cartons, the man who makes the Bako wrap for the bacon, yeah. So the things
Cling film
as well. The man who makes Mr. Sellotape as well. So the things that don't cost a lot of money, but are used all the time, the microtransactions. So if in a year's time, I think myself and Julian's side, the NFT world might be $500 million a month. Your side, the gaming side, even though it might be 10 pence a transaction,
be huge.
There's going to be millions and millions of them.
I mean,
I know you've got the big ticket prices, and that's going to be difficult to beat original NFTs. But the microtransactions, you're in a game and you might have a skin, and every game you play, a skin drops or a different item drops. You could end up with 10,000 bits of food or bits of ammo or whatever else it might be, which are millions and millions of NFTs. So I think the volume, the turnover in gaming NFTs, maybe in a year or two's time, it's going to completely eclipse what we're doing.
Until we actually use NFTs in a real world scenario.
Yeah.
Because I still don't understand these things that don't have any intrinsic value.
No.
But that's just me.
No.
But I think once you start getting people like Ticketmaster, which we talked about, that's when I will start engaging with NFTs without really knowing it.
Yeah, you've got Ticketmaster, you've got your season tickets.
Yeah.
You've got
train tickets.
All of these.
Surely.
Exactly.
They've got to go on there.
Yeah, precisely. So I think that side of it's going to completely take over.
Yeah.
And that's going to be where the volume is.
Yeah.
And that's what the blockchain is for. People got to remember the Visa and MasterCard, the only transactions they process are the buying of goods. On the blockchain, every single thing you do is a transaction. So you might have 100 million credit card transactions a day, but the various blockchains, they might have to process 10 billion transactions a day. That's a big difference. And each one of those transactions, even though it's not a purchase, each single transaction has a value added to it.
Yep.
It could be a millionth of a penny, but it's there. So the volume of transactions is going to be huge. And like you say, once you start to bring in Ticketmaster and the train tickets and airline tickets and hotels and everything else like that, it's going to probably take over 100-fold what we've already got.
Maybe.
So I think games are going to be a way to break in, which we're going to talk about in a bit, aren't we?
Yeah, well, next archive.
Is it?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, what a lovely little segue
Segue.
that was.
Brilliant segue.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
I saw this late last night. Didn't make a lot of sense to me, but I thought this looks quite interesting.
Yeah, I've skimmed over it. There's some information in here which is,
Epic Games, it caught my eye. Thought that's big.
Well, we spoke about Epic Games.
Yeah.
Was it last stream or
last one, I think.
Last one.
Yeah.
With Star Atlas.
Well,
yeah.
And this is the second blockchain game that's been added, isn't it? Yes, there's
possibly,
only two.
Yeah.
One of them
Then,
Star
this is-
Atlas, then it's this one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just go read what I have then. Shrapnel, a AAA blockchain game, reveals its trailer made of Unreal Engine 5. So, it is the world's first blockchain-enabled, moddable AAA first-person shooter. Scroll on a bit. So, it's built on Epic Games' Unreal Engine 5, which is the world's most advanced real-time 3D creation tool.
Just can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is that the same engine that Fortnite runs on?
Yes, it's the same engine Fortnite runs on. There's numerous other games.
That's the only one. That's the only one.
Yeah,
I
there's
know.
none which
When
come
you
to
say
mind.
engine, what do you mean by engine?
It's like
Framework.
It's like a program that you put your different images on.
Yeah.
So your little character
Yeah.
is already in the game, and things like lighting and
Yeah.
fire and
They're already there.
They're already there, and you just drag and drop them into
Yeah.
your game.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
So-
like a film studio.
Yes,
Yeah.
precisely like a film
Right.
studio.
Got you.
And then they just make the game in the film studio,
Yeah.
and that's where you got
So
Fortnite from.
all the background stuff is tried and tested.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
looks
if
the
you think
business
about, like,
already.
Yeah.
A chicken leg, right?
Yeah.
You got the bone and you got the meat.
Yeah.
So they make the bone for you,
Yeah.
and then you have to script it yourself, which then basically,
Put your theme on
game
it.
logic.
Put your
Yeah,
theme in it.
you make the logic of how the game's supposed to work, and that's your meat. So they make the basics. They made everything you'd have to do yourself, which would be so time consuming. They just make it so everyone can make a game without having to deal with all that
Right.
stuff.
Okay.
So
Got it.
that's why they're a multi-billion-pound company, because they've got this thing they can just make games out of.
Yeah.
And it's industry standard, so everyone
Yeah.
uses it pretty much. So.
Okay.
And it reflects the blockbuster quality gameplay and graphics that players can expect to see, and that they have come to know and love